What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound, where we're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Thursday, April 11th, 2024. If you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. We appreciate all the love and support we've gotten here at Pick Dawgz over the years. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to tune into the Wraparound so I can put you guys on some free pick NHL winners. If you're looking for my best bets on the board, the games that I absolutely love, head to Pickdawgz.com, click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Got something for everybody today. Got a bunch of different packages on the board. You can hop on a daily pass. We can make you some money. I have my MLB pickoff play, my best baseball play on the board, my NBA play of the day, my NHL power play. Also got an MLB triple play for if you're just looking to stay with baseball. Or I got my 3-sport Thursday multi-sport pack where you're going to get in one package all the standalone plays put together in a 3-pack. My MLB pickoff play, my NHL power play, and my NBA play of the day. All of which are sold individually, but you get a better price if you buy that 3-pack. Or you want to talk about an even better price, hop on a long-term pass. I know we talk about the daily packages, but buying those day after day can get to be a little bit much after a while. If you get the long-term pass, they make the plays a lot cheaper, for the duration of the pass. Not only that, you get access to every single play that I make, not just, based on one sport or whatever. You get everything. So definitely make sure you check that out. The NBA and NHL playoffs are just around the corner. MLB's in full swing. So definitely check that out. You can also pair me up with any of your other favorite handicappers at Pick Dawgz as part of our multi-capper promotion. But whatever route you go, make sure you use that promo code PICK at checkout to save 15% off of your purchase. But that's still, down the road. We still got, the drive-through at 6 p.m. Eastern time to talk about some of the action on the card. It's a very light card in NBA and MLB today, so there might be some focus on the NHL as well. Here, we're going to talk about a 10-game NHL card on Thursday. Like I said, the regular season wrapping up really, really soon. So, we're going to be in the thick of it really, really, really soon. So, let's make our money while we still can. You guys know the drill. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game on Thursday's card takes us to the Key Bank Center, where the Buffalo Sabres host the Washington Capitals. And this is going to be a competitive matchup. I mean, we've seen the Buffalo Sabres play their best hockey at home all season long, and especially as of late. The two losses that the Buffalo Sabres have, the back-to-back losses coming into this one, both came on the road. So I do lean towards Buffalo at home, but this game is still massive for both of these teams in terms of playoff positioning. Both are still trying to fight their way into the playoffs, and it's a sticky situation right now because the Washington Capitals are currently holding on to that final wild card spot in the East. The Buffalo Sabres, they don't really have anything to play for here. They have 3 games to make up 6 points, so a point here for Buffalo knocks out the Sabres entirely. So I think there's a spot where you're going to see both teams be highly competitive here. I think the Sabres want to keep any sort of shred of playoff hopes they have intact, and I think the Capitals are going to try to lock down to try to hold on to that final wild card spot in the East as well. So I think it's going to be a defensive battle. I think, there's been a lack of offense on both sides as well. So give me the under 6 between the Capitals and the Sabres. Now we're going to the Amerant Bank Arena where the Florida Panthers take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. And, this is a hefty line. All things considered in this matchup, the Blue Jackets are one of the worst teams in the NHL. They're the worst team in the East, and Florida, they're the best, one of the best in the Eastern Conference, and still, trying to fight for positioning in the Atlantic. But I still think that as much as this is a hefty line, I have to feel like the Panthers are the play here. It feels like they've been backpedaling into the playoffs. They haven't strung back-to-back wins together in a while. They just beat the Senators 2-0 at home. And now they're still at home against this Columbus team that's really struggled on the road this season, where they're 10-22-7. They've lost 7 of their last 10 games. All 7 losses have seen this team score 2 goals or less. And head-to-head, the Panthers have won 8 of the last 10 meetings, including each of the last 4, by a combined score of 21-6. So I'm going to go with the Florida Panthers here. It's a hefty price even on the puck line. Still laying around minus 140, but I think it's the only way that I can go in this matchup. Now we're going to Madison Square Garden where the New York Rangers take on the Philadelphia Flyers. And I know normally earlier on this season, the Philadelphia Flyers were a team that we made money hand over fist with by simply backing them on the puck line on the road. But I think we are at a point now where the Philadelphia Flyers have simply played themselves out of the playoffs. I mean, they went from a team that was third in the Metropolitan Division for a good chunk down the stretch to now a team that's on the outside looking in, 2 points back in the final wild card spot, and a lot of that has to do with an 8-game losing streak that they're currently riding, where the Flyers have allowed 4 or more goals in every game and have scored 3 goals or less in 7 of the 8 games during this losing streak. I think I said it against the Montreal Canadiens or maybe against another team, but last time I checked, when you're allowing 4 goals or more in a game and you're only scoring 3 or less, it's kind of hard for you to win hockey games that way. I think that the tipping point for the Flyers was that last game against Montreal Canadiens where they got pumped 9-3, and now they take on a Rangers team that's still one of the best in the NHL, still fighting for the Metro Division, still fighting for the President's Trophy, and head-to-head has won the last 7 meetings, 9 of the last 10 between these two teams. We've seen some tight meetings all throughout this season. The last meeting on March 26th was a 6-5 overtime win for the Rangers at MSG. Earlier this season, we saw a 2-1 win for the Rangers in Philly and a 3-1 win in Philly as well. But right now, the Flyers are in, the no-fly zone for me. No thank you, not with this Philadelphia Flyers team. Give me the New York Rangers laying the puck line in this one. Now we're going to the PPG Paints Arena where the Pittsburgh Penguins take on the Detroit Red Wings. And a matchup where I went back and forth on it because both teams could really use the win here. I mean, both are tied on 84 points, a point back of the Washington Capitals on Thursday. But the thing for me here is that, the Detroit Red Wings, while, they're a nice story and it would be nice to see them get back into the postseason after so many rough seasons, the reality is this team's lost 6 of 8 down the stretch. They're falling apart. The Pittsburgh Penguins, prior to the loss to Toronto, had been playing some of their best hockey of the season. They're still riding a 9-game point streak coming into this game with wins in 6 of their last 8. Just playing the better hockey, and at home is where they played their better hockey all season long. They're 21-13-4 at home compared to 15-17-8 on the road. And the same thing is said for Detroit. I mean, Detroit 16-19-3 on the road compared to 22-13-5 at home this season. So I'm going to roll with the Pittsburgh Penguins with a reasonable price here. I just think home ice is going to be the difference for the Pens in this one. Now we're going to the Amalie Arena where the Tampa Bay Lightning take on the Ottawa Senators. And, I really would like to get there with Ottawa. The problem is that the Senators have just been out of the postseason for a long time. This team is simply playing for pride at this point. Even then, I don't even know if they're interested in playing spoiler here. The Tampa Bay Lightning have clinched a playoff spot, but I think there's still, an outside chance that they could, jump into that 3 spot to catch the Toronto Maple Leafs to set up a rivalry series with the Florida Panthers. But the thing is, there's not a whole lot to play for here. So for me, it's just like it's a lean towards Tampa Bay. But the problem for me is that with the Senators, Tampa Bay has just been the better team, flat out, full stop. And they played their best hockey at home all season long, where they're 24-10-4 this season. So nothing to go too flashy with here. But I'm going to take the Lightning on the money line in this one. Now we're going to Scotiabank Arena where the Toronto Maple Leafs take on the New Jersey Devils. We just saw this match a couple nights ago, and it was a fairly routine victory for the Toronto Maple Leafs by a final count of 5-2. And, Leafs have won 3 straight and 6 of 7, peaking at the right time with the playoffs around the corner. The New Jersey Devils look like a team that's running out of steam. Now, the New Jersey Devils are still trying to fight to keep themselves in the playoff race, but basically they need to win out and get some help. And even then, I think it's a long shot. I don't even know if they would be able to leapfrog anybody there. So, for me, I'm ready to stick a fork in the New Jersey Devils. If you follow me on the wraparound, say it with me. Jake Allen and Kaapo Kähkönen are not a starting caliber 1-2 punch in the NHL in today's game. It's one of the worst goaltending tandems in the NHL in my opinion. And if this is what the Devils, like I said, if this is what the Devils are going to roll with next year, I think I said this in the last game against the Leafs. If this is the combination that the Devils are going to roll with next year between the pipes, you can bet your butt that I'm going to be fading the Devils in almost every single game. So give me the Toronto Maple Leafs here. I think the Leafs are just trying to build up some steam heading into the postseason. They're doing a good job of it. So Leafs in regulation at minus 130 for me here. Now we're going to the UBS Arena for a matchup between the New York Islanders and the Montreal Canadiens. And Montreal, they won the 2 meetings between the 2 teams this season. So kind of get why the plus money's tempting, especially with how Montreal has been highly competitive on the road this season, a great road puck line record, and a lot of those I could almost guarantee have been in the underdog role. But the thing is, the Islanders, they've won 5 straight. They're peaking at the right time. They're trying to ensure their spot in the playoffs. They're 3 points to the good outside of that second, the teams outside of the wild card race. 2 points clear the Capitals for that second wild card spot. And like I said, this is just a case of a team in the Islanders, that's picking up steam at the right time. And the Montreal Canadiens, all they have at this point is to play spoiler, but even then, I don't think that's going to be enough here. I'm going to take the Islanders. I'm going to take them to win this one in regulation. Knock that minus 230 price down to something around minus 130. A lot more manageable. I think they get it done inside of 60 minutes here. Now we're going to the American Airlines Center where the Dallas Stars take on the Winnipeg Jets. And this is a huge matchup. These are two teams that are right in the mix in the Central Division for different reasons. The Dallas Stars, a win here ensures that they have won the Central Division title and could go a long way to potentially winning the President's Trophy and getting home ice throughout the playoffs. While the Winnipeg Jets, they're trying to still get home ice in their series with the Colorado Avalanche, and the Winnipeg Jets have a game in hand. And this Winnipeg Jets team's won 4 games in a row, but the thing for me here is that the Dallas Stars have had the upper hand in this series, head-to-head between these two teams. They've won 3 straight in this series, all 3 meetings this season, and 7 of the last 9. As much as I like Winnipeg, a lot of their recent success came at home, and I think that this is going to be a competitive matchup. But right now, I think I give the edge to the Dallas Stars, who have won 9 of 10 and have been on an absolute tear as of late. So it's a lean right now. Not a game I'm rushing to bet, but I would stick with the Stars here at minus 150. Now we're going to Climate Pledge Arena where the Seattle Kraken take on the San Jose Sharks. And it's a massive line for the Seattle Kraken, a Seattle Kraken team that has nothing to play for but pride at this point. But this is one of the few instances where I think that I will roll with the team that's playing with pride. Seattle Kraken, this has been a disappointing year for them when you compare to what this team did last year. I mean, they made it to the playoffs for the first time in franchise history. They were solid, but, they weren't great at home this season. They were 17-17-6, so a sub-500 team. And I think that the Kraken, for if nothing else, in their final home game of the season, want to leave their fans, with something, to say thank you for the season. Thank you. Sorry, this was a disappointing season. We'll get it next year. The San Jose Sharks have been one of the disappointing seasons, one of the disappointing teams this season, basically from the opening puck drop on opening night. And while they've been able to provide value in some spots, I don't think this is one of them. The Sharks are one of the worst road teams in the league. 7-27-4 on the road this season. I'm going to go with the Seattle Kraken on the puck line here. I think this is just a purely motivational spot for Seattle here. And our final game on Thursday's card takes us to the Crypto.com arena where the Los Angeles Kings take on the Calgary Flames. And right now it's simply in this matchup a case of the haves versus the have-nots. Sure, the Calgary Flames beat the San Jose Sharks 3-2 in overtime in their last game, but outside of that, this is still a team that's lost 8 of their previous 9 before that. This is a team that basically was, in the division race, maybe a month ago, and all of a sudden has gone from that to a team that's on the outside looking in and is simply playing out the string at this point. The Calgary Flames are just done like dinner. The LA Kings trying to, solidify their spot in the postseason, not just in the division, but just trying to solidify the spot in the playoffs altogether. I think the Kings are the better team. Sure, Calgary's won the last 2 meetings between these two teams over the last month and a half, but the Kings at home, they walloped on Vancouver 6-3 in their last home game. They beat up on Seattle 5-2, and all of a sudden, a Los Angeles Kings team that was at their best on the road for a good chunk of the season has suddenly been winning games left and right like it's going out of style at home and have a winning record at home at the time this video is being recorded. So I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Kings. I'm going to take the Kings to win this one inside of regulation, minus 125 to round things out. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Thursday, April 11th, 2024. If you like this content, again, smash that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell in the description of this video below to get notified when the newest and freshest content drops here at Pick Dawgz. If you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium, and make sure to let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.